You carefully choose what goes into your body, but do you care what goes into your consciousness? Most people spend hours and hours thinking about what they eat, organic or conventional, high protein or low carbs, healthy fats or unhealthy fats, but nobody really stops to ask, what am I feeding my consciousness or what am I feeding my mind? According to Ayurveda, one of the root causes of disease is something called the misuse of senses. Thousands of years ago, Ayurvedic sages understood that something that modern science is literally just starting to understand. We don't just digest food, we digest everything we experience throughout the day. Every sight that we see, every sound that we hear, every smell that we smell, every taste that we taste, and every touch that we experience throughout the day. These experiences leave impressions on our mind. Day after day, they shape our thoughts and our emotions and our habits and our health directly. In this video, we're gonna look at each sense together. We're gonna take a look at the eyes. Your eyes are constantly eating, observing images, and you have to ask yourself, what are you feeding them? When you watch people arguing or they betray each other or they're living in constant drama, your brain doesn't just sit there as a passive observer. Many of the same emotional and stress pathways become active in your brain as if you're actually witnessing those events in real life. Your heart rate can physically change. Stress hormones will actually rise physically in your body. Your muscles get tense, your emotions shift up and down, and for the next hour or two that you're watching something, your body is living in emotions that someone else has created. Then imagine you're experiencing this every day, every week, and every year, and we wonder why it's becoming so much harder to feel more peaceful and present. We have to work so hard and we have to train ourselves and prepare ourselves to actually feel normal when we're socializing or we're just like sitting and being present. It's okay if you watch a scary movie or Love Island here and there, but if you repeatedly feeding that to your senses, it will become a part of you. Whatever you repeatedly feeding your senses, it will become a reality in your inner world. That's why protecting your eyes isn't about avoiding real life. It's about choosing what has a real place in your consciousness. Instead, look at nature, look at the sunrise, make sure you're watching at like really beautiful sceneries that God has created for us to look at. These are some of the things that you want to actually take in through the sense of the eyes. Fill your home and your environment with beautiful images. Look at the eyes of someone you love. You know, if you can practice that with your partner, with your kid, to actually feel more intimate towards each other. So it's very important to take care of our eyes as much as possible and really be aware of what we're feeding it repeatedly. It's okay, as I said, if you're watching something here and there, but if it's something that's getting repeated every single day, day in and day out, that's when it's actually going to affect the sense through your eyes, and your eyes are going to be digesting what they're not supposed to be digesting every single day. Let's talk about the ears and the sense of hearing. Your ears are also digesting sound. Think about everything that you hear throughout the day. There's traffic, lights, constrictions, complaints, arguments, negativity or positivity, negative news, all the negative things that you can actually hear, or even gossiping. People are gossiping and it's actually negatively affecting what you hear, your inner world and inner being. Now compare that to listening to the nature sound, water, the birds, peaceful music, sacred chants, or just having a meaningful, calm conversation with somebody or a friend, or simply silence. Ayurveda teaches that silence isn't empty. It's actually deeply nourishing. So it's really important to withdraw our ears and make sure that we're staying in silence to make sure that we kind of rejuvenate our hearing senses. Let's talk about the tongue and the taste. It's not always about the food, but the tongue has two jobs actually, if you think about it. It receives taste and it creates speech as well. You can misuse your tongue by constantly craving food that makes you feel heavy or more addictive, that is not good for you, that is not making you feel in harmony. You could also use it for saying negative words, gossiping, complaining, harsh criticism of other people, constant negativity that comes to your head. Every word that you speak affects not only the people around you, but your own mind as well. What you speak, you also hear. So healing these senses can actually begin by picking the food that nourishes you, that are not addictive, like sugar and fast carbs, and also speaking really gently and not speaking harshly, and making sure your speech is calm and Ayurvedic. Now let's talk about the sense of smell and your nose. Smell has an incredible connection with memory and emotions, right? Thinking about like one smell can actually transport you instantly to your childhood, where you actually remember smelling that specific paint or whatever that you smelled, many years ago. It can actually transport you back to that. Now imagine surrounding yourself every day with fresh herbs, flowers, aromas, essential oils, and all the healing smells and aromas that are good for you. Actually, when you start working with an Ayurvedic practitioner, their job is to find out what smells are soothing for your dosha, for your unique constitution, and they will prescribe that for you. So you make sure you surround yourself with those smells, and they become really healing over time. You might not realize it right away, but after a year of being exposed to these aromas and kind of having that around you in your environment, it makes a huge difference in terms of your healing. We've seen that happen. We've experienced it. And by the way, if you want to work with an Ayurvedic practitioner, make sure you click the link below and book a free 15-minute consultation with me and see if we can work together. Sometimes healing can be so simple. Just opening the window, buying flowers, looking at different colors, or just taking in some essential oils and put it in a water spray and spray it on your face in the mornings. These little small steps can really help heal your consciousness and your nervous system. Let's talk about your skin and the sense of touch. Your skin is the largest sense organ in your body. It digests touch, temperature, warmth, and connection. How many people nowadays are experiencing touch? How many of us are getting massages on a daily basis or on a weekly basis at least, right? We're living in a very modern society that we're very isolated. We're sitting in our rooms with fluorescent lights, with air conditioning, and we're really deprived of connection and receiving the sense of touch. Ayurveda recommends practices like self-massage, like Abhyanga with warm oil, because touch really communicates safety to our nervous system, and it's really healing to our nervous system. Getting a warm bath, walking barefoot, or feeling sunlight on our skin, these are really not luxuries that we have to experience and go buy and spend money to get. They're very cheap, really common ways to experience and bring the sense of touch into our life. Actually, walking barefoot in nature, especially when it's safe to do in spring or summertime, can actually really heal your nervous system. So this is one of the best practices you can start doing, especially right now, which is summertime. These things aren't luxury, they're nourishment. When we constantly overstimulate our senses or expose them to things that disturb us on a daily basis, our minds become restless as a result of it. Our sleep suffers, we can't sleep properly, our digestion weakens, so we can't digest our food. Our emotions are gonna become harder to regulate. But when we consciously choose what enters our nervous system, we create the condition for healing, and it is very important. That's why Ayurveda isn't just about taking herbs or spices or the food that we're eating. It's a complete lifestyle that teaches you how to nourish your consciousness, not just your body. So I have a challenge for you guys. Don't just pay attention to what you eat. Watch what you see, watch what you hear, notice what you're smelling, pay attention to the words that you're speaking today. Become aware of the kind of touch your body is receiving. It's all about becoming more aware. We don't want to drop everything all at once, because I don't want you to become a weirdo that can't communicate with anybody or can't socialize and can't go out and have a drink or have a smoke if you want to do that with your friends. I want you to just build awareness into your life and just kind of bring that into your life and just notice how you're feeling just by becoming aware in the moment. I don't want you to feel guilty about any of the habits that you're doing, but trust me, as you become more aware of how you're feeling after you smoke, actually it's going to build that muscle memory for you. So if you actually want to feel happy or feel better and feel healthier, you don't want to feel the way you feel after scrolling for an hour, after having a smoke, or after having a drink. Just that awareness is getting built into your life. The habits will automatically drop. You don't have to drop the habit. You don't have to worry about or be guilty about dropping anything. It's not going to work like that. You drop something now, it will come back. It has to automatically, naturally happen for you. So take your time, just build awareness, pay attention to how you feel before and after, over and over and over again. Even if it takes years, just make sure you keep that awareness, and that will guide you through light. So I wanted to leave all of us, including myself, with this last question. If we're not feeding our body garbage 3 times a day, why are we feeding our mind? And that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. You took a point or two from this video, because I know I did, and I'm making so many changes as of next week to my life. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you share it with your friends. Comment below to make sure this video reach more people. Thank you so much again. See you guys in the next video. Namaskaram. Bye-bye.